Now presenting
the RK Ultra Podcast,
Expanding Your Minds.
whether you want it or not.
Welcome to the RK Ultra Podcast. Today's a very special episode. Today we're going to be talking about martial arts and combat sports.
Hell yeah. And it's very special because we don't just have some questionable mole person expert. No, we actually have someone who's involved in the martial arts. Today, for the first time, introducing Tyler Gilchrist.
It's a pleasure to be on the show. I think this is going to be a fun topic to talk about. We got some different opinions. I think you guys might enjoy a little bit.
We're very glad to have you. We're super glad to have you for this subject in particularly. We also have, you all know him. You all love him.
Love him.
This fucking guy.
This guy.
Shalomin over here.
He rolled out of bed and bothered to show up, so we let him sit down.
That's all I need to. 20 minutes late is still on time.
So, you know, we have two Tylers, so to distinguish, I will be calling him Tyler and him meh.
Fair enough.
Good description.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Gotcha.
I guess that works.
So, Tyler, what's your history in BJJ? When did you get started?
I started training 5 years ago, so 2018. I have 4 years of mat time injury from training, but 4 years mat time. I'm a two-stripe blue belt, so full disclaimer to anyone that is and knows anything about jiu-jitsu. I have limited knowledge in the eyes of the grand scheme of it all. Still a beginner, always a beginner mindset, but I feel like I could spread small amounts of wisdom with my experience.
Well, I may have seen you fight once or twice, and I know I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that, so I know you're pretty darn good at it. I'm a black belt in Tung Sudo, which is old school American karate. It's that Cobra Kai stuff, you know. But, you know, that was something that they taught to kids everywhere, and obviously the world of fighting has changed. It's, you know, nothing that's, you know, bad to learn, but it's not as effective as, you know, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai.
Real-world applicability is definitely a thing. And with the history of UFC and just MMA in general, I feel like it's really weeded out to certain things that are considered real-world applicable, that actually work in real life versus someone that's just doing the same thing back to you that's not how someone would really react in real life.
Yeah, street fight is different than the ring. I think every
absolutely
athlete knows. RJ, what's your background in martial arts?
Well, when I was younger, I did Taekwondo, so that was fun.
Yeah,
It's all about kicking. It's a Korean martial arts.
Yeah.
So that was, you know.
Much like the one I did, you know.
It was good to help keep the bullies at bay, you know, when you were
kick
younger.
someone's ass, just not everybody's.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Didn't you do a lot of wrestling in high school, too?
Yeah, wrestling. Wrestling is fun. You know, you get to mush people's face into the mats and, you know, just really get out that rage, you know, that childhood rage on those other unsuspecting children.
What's really the difference between, like, wrestling and jiu-jitsu? Because I know, like, jiu-jitsu, isn't that the base of wrestling, or how does that work?
So jiu-jitsu works off the guard. So you're on your back on the ground. That's one angle of it. You can incorporate wrestling into jiu-jitsu because wrestling works off two people standing and then a takedown.
I see.
And then once someone's taken to the ground while using wrestling, you can use your jiu-jitsu to control them and then submit them from there.
I see. Okay, so they basically a lot of the same techniques, but you're starting at different starting positions.
Jiu-jitsu has very small amounts, as far as Gracie Jiu-jitsu, has very small amounts of takedowns. At least from my knowledge, it's based off basic hip throws. Everything else really incorporated would be, that I've learned, is either from judo or certain single leg takedowns, double leg takedowns, something that's more like freestyle wrestling.
So,
Yeah, Tyler.
What's your background in martial arts?
Just, you know, fighting my dad off Kwon-Do. That's really my best specialty.
Okay, so you're a street fighter, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, try a punch, get punched, and see what happens next.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Yeah.
He might smile more than get
Yeah, I
mad.
don't know. It depends on who you're fighting. You know, you got to size up the opponent.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Yeah, well, martial arts is like really popular in culture as well. So it's like it's in movies and games and stuff like that. What are some of your favorite movies, Tyler?
As corny as it sounds, I like Roadhouse. I think Roadhouse is a definitely not a real world applicable movie, but as far as a kick someone's ass movie, I'd have to pick that.
No, I would agree, and that's the thing with most martial arts movies is that most of them aren't really real world applicable. So
Absolutely.
you might as well have fun with them. I love like the Transporter. I mean, Jason Statham is obviously an insane martial artist.
The god of sharks.
Yeah, and he can beat up sharks and kidnappers, whatever.
Karate and Megalodon.
I mean, he has the scene in The Expendables, you know what I mean, where he beats up the dudes on the basketball.
Oh, Expendables was a great movie.
Yeah, dude.
Got
I mean,
all
it's-
those action stars together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot beat that. Those 80s action stars, of course, were the best, too. Like, of course, one of my favorites is Chuck Norris because he descends from the karate that I learned. But
Yeah, Chuck Norris, his karate is real.
yeah, well, he has a black belt in a few different things, and he mixed it up and turned it into his own. But there's not a lot of really jiu-jitsu in it, even though he does have a black belt in jiu-jitsu. It's,
Interesting. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Come on.
Who doesn't?
There it is.
Come on now.
I mean,
There it is. Martial arts and popular culture, and you can't not think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
if you've ever been through any sort of martial arts system, then watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and then realize they're doing jump spin heel kicks in 100-pound suits. That's
impressive.
That's pretty impressive, yeah.
And I like The Matrix too. You could just download any martial art in that movie.
The sway. That's all I can think of whenever.
Tyler, if you could download any martial art in The Matrix, what would it be?
Probably the one where they're like running off walls and shit and hitting with a face kick out of nowhere. Whatever that's under, I want to do it.
Ninjutsu, something fiction, you know?
Just to be a dickhead somewhere in Walmart, just flying head kick out of nowhere.
You would need superpowers, to be honest. So, I mean,
Can you imagine him and Morpheus in a room just training with each other? And like he's pushing him.
I would just be pissed.
like, I'm tired.
Be like, where am I running to? I need a goal in mind. There's nothing in front of me.
I'm really hungry.
Can I take both pills? What's happening?
I also like Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Have it
yeah.
on DVD.
Oh,
Haven't seen it in a long time.
that movie's great. A classic.
Yeah. So let's get back into real world martial arts for just a moment. What about UFC? Does anyone follow any actual martial arts here? I watch boxing sometimes, but honestly, I don't pay attention enough to know all the fighters.
A lot of my feed, at least on my Instagram that I try to follow, I follow a lot of the higher level gi practitioners, a lot of the no gi people. Gordon Ryan's on a hell of a tear right now, still continuously. He's considered by all to be the GOAT of no gi jiu-jitsu, not to be mistaken with Roger Gracie, the GOAT of, known by everyone as the GOAT of competitive jiu-jitsu, gi and no gi. He's the perfect example of a perfect fighter because he uses jiu-jitsu on every level, all 4 levels, gi, no gi, self-defense, and MMA.
Interesting. So do you think is that your favorite fighter?
Absolutely. I mean, he's world champion in gi and no gi, and then he was I forgot his weight class, but he was a world champion in MMA as well.
See, I usually I don't know the names of the fighters. Usually I'm watching Korean women's kickboxing. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's really hardcore sport.
WNBA.
Yeah, exactly. Martial arts.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Tyler, come on, give us some of your infinite knowledge. Tell us a little bit.
Well, if you were trained like me watching the 3 Ninjas growing up, you would know that shit don't work. Getting your ass beat.
Yeah.
It's just,
6-year-olds can't fight grown men.
Yeah.
you know,
Definitely-
you want to
definitely
believe
plants a
it,
seed
but,
that you have a chance, but
It's misleading. They want you to believe that you can, you know.
you would think Michael Jackson baby would have karate kicked him when he got stuck out that window, but he didn't. That was a real world lesson for me.
All right. Oh, man. So I think that's going to end today's episode. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at RKUltracast.
Or find us at www.rkultra.com.
So follow us because we'll be following you.